Modern Warfare 2 was released on October 28th, 2022, and it has been killing it in the gaming space recently. I wanted to kind of make this video essay not only to analyze Modern Warfare 2, but kind of give my final opinions on the game since this game has been out for over 2 months now. And right now we are in the middle of Season 1, and we also have Warzone 2 and DMZ, so I feel like we're getting the full complete game at this point. But before we start, the last time I talked to you guys was a few months ago, and to kind of make a long story short, a lot has happened in my life, and I've also been trying to take care of my mental health, so that's been my number one priority, and now I'm back and I cannot wait to make more content. So you guys already know what to do. Sit back, relax, eat a snack, and let's get into the video. In my personal opinion, the multiplayer for this game was absolutely fun. As per usual, there are very broken weapons, but overall, I found this game to be, very much enjoyable. I know some people are not a fan of the receiver concept on the gunsmith. However, I don't mind it, honestly, and it makes me use diverse amount of weapons, but I can understand where they're coming from, because in order for you to get a certain attachment, you do have to use that receiver, whether it be a LMG, a sniper, etc. To me, this multiplayer took all the mistakes from Modern Warfare 2019 and made it better, except for one feature, and that would be the poor map design. I am going to be honest, the maps for this game are terrible. They need to have some type of rework done to them, or they need to be removed and add ones that would be suitable for the different game modes. Like, how are you going to have a map with a cluster of cars and not realize that someone can throw a grenade and it's just over? But that is my only gripe. But overall, it's a very fun and solid multiplayer, and personally, I'll be grinding out Shipment and Shoot House 24/7. So recently Warzone 2 was released, and honestly, I will have to say it is so much fun. The game is not heavily based on movement, allowing more gun-to-gun gameplay. Therefore, you need to have good aim and make sure you're hitting your shots, like you have to hit them, which I absolutely love. The map of Al-Mazrah is so good, and it works perfectly with the gameplay, and it's better by Caldera like miles apart, like day and night. And most importantly, proximity chat is extremely fun, and I would have to say this is my favorite feature of the entire Warzone 2 experience. Talking to other players and just hearing funny things and what people are saying and possibly teaming up. I'd say that with a winky face behind the camera because you guys have definitely seen the shorts. But overall, it's just so fun. Like, I always wish that the hot mic worked both ways, and now it does. So for me, that was a huge W, and honestly, that's my favorite aspect of Warzone 2. However, I only have 3 things I personally don't like in Warzone 2. Number 1 for me would be the looting. I prefer the other looting system in Warzone 1. It was just much faster, and I'm not standing on somebody's body looking for something that I want. I think this looting system leaves people vulnerable, and if it's not broken, don't fix it. And also, it's just very frustrating when there's like a backpack in the way and you want to pick up a gun and then you can, and that just gets really annoying, and that's like a huge bug in the game, or that's just a mechanic that either you got to get used to or they need to fix it. Now, number 2 would have to be the gulag. Look, I respect them for trying something new, but it's not fun when you have a bad partner. At that point, it's a 1v2, and 9 times out of 10, the other team isn't friendly. I prefer the old gulag, and to say again, if it's not broke, don't fix it. Also, I wouldn't even mind if it was a 1v1 and the jailer came out, because at that point, it's on you if you trust that person. However, when you go into 2v2, it's kind of a RNG. It's kind of like a gamble, and to me, it just isn't that fun. I mean, the proximity chat is what kind of makes it fun, but overall, you're kind of relying on your partner being good, and you're kind of relying on other aspects of the gulag, which to me, it was perfect in Warzone 1. And number 3 for me, I would say the AI. I have no idea why there's AI in Warzone. I feel like they just add a level of annoyance when you try to get your loadout, and I will touch upon loadouts right after this. But on top of that, they are just so good that they'll melt you down. I'm not sure if you guys watch Tim the Tatman, but you guys can see multiple clips of him getting completely mauled by the AI, and I have no clue why they're in Warzone. I just don't think they have any type of relevance. Now, I'm gonna put this in sort of like a debatable topic area, but it would have to be the way you get your loadout in Warzone 2. So in order to get your loadout, you basically have to either go to these strongholds and kill all these AI, defuse the bomb, and you get your loadout, or you can buy your loadout weapon, like your primary weapon, from the buy station, but you won't get any of the perks, or you can wait for the loadout drop, but once one person pulls it, it's off the map, and it's kind of a shot in the dark to see where it might be if you are trying to go for it, and anybody can pull any loadout from any box. Now, I've seen some people talk about how they should be able to buy a loadout drop from the buy station like in Warzone 1. And honestly, I kind of understand their perspective, but I also understand the developers' perspective, because you also have to understand that that was kind of like your objective in Warzone 1 in order to, you know, go into better fights and to have better chances at fights. And now loadouts aren't really as strong as they once were, so a lot of the ground loot is very viable. For me personally, I'm kind of torn. I wouldn't mind, you know, fully buying my loadout in the buy station and getting all my perks and everything along those lines, but at the end of the day, you also want a good balance. And I don't think this is bad, but I definitely do think it could be better. I will get behind that the AI should not be in Stronghold. I just don't see a purpose in them being in there. I just don't think the AI should be in the game at all, as I reiterated. But overall, like, that's kind of like my stance on the loadout. I'm not really happy with it, but I do think there is a way that they could do something else to kind of make it seem more rewarding. Now, this is just like a huge side note, but I will say this game has a lot of bugs, glitches, and a lot of errors that I'm getting, and it clearly wasn't optimized for PC. So that's another thing I will say that's, you know, not really good with this game. I do get a lot of dev errors, I do get a lot of bugs, glitches, stutters, and I even have some connection issues as well, even though, like, I literally tried every, you know, troubleshooting rule in the book. And, you know, like, it's just the way the game is optimized for PC and just how it is. And for me personally, like, you know, you spend so much money on this game and you think that you're getting like a high quality product when you're really not. And that to me was just very annoying. I cannot stand dev errors. So DMZ was the mode I was very, very hyped for, and honestly, I found this mode to be very frustrating. You see, DMZ is so fun and so cool, but you have to play with people you know, otherwise you're just taking a chance with your loot. I don't think it's necessarily a bad problem, but the AI in this game is super difficult and annoying, as I reiterated before, but I feel like it does work in this game mode, and I think it's a higher risk when you go in by yourself. But it's also to the point where you have to play with two people you can communicate with in order to know what's going on around you. But I'm still torn apart because I kind of don't know whether or not the AI should be so beefy or so difficult, but I think that a good solution for this would be maybe we can scale back the AI's like difficulty to 10%, because it's to the point where like you can't even like breathe and then the AI will come and shoot you. But I think this game mode has so much potential, and if it was just a tiny bit easier, and if there was more incentive to sort of drop into the DMZ, maybe skins, maybe specific blueprints, I feel like that would make this game mode like 30 times better, and it would kind of give people a reason to play. I mean, I know for season 1 they did drop the M13 inside of DMZ, but that was kind of difficult because you had to go kill the chemist, and then they patched it where you now can't even run the chemist over with the car. It disables it in the zone, whatever the situation was. All that I know is that DMZ has so much potential, and I feel like it could be right up there with Warzone if they play their cards right. Now, coming off Modern Warfare 2019 and Warzone, this campaign had to answer many questions, and I was hoping it would sort of fill in the gap and let us know more about the events that transpired within this whole entire universe. Like, what happened to Verdansk? How did Alex really survive? Where's the connective tissue with the other Call of Duty titles, and if this is really a connective universe? Honestly, we didn't get any of that. Instead, we just kind of got a completely different story and a setup for a more exciting and a more darker villain that we are all familiar with. And maybe this is a hot take here, but I think this campaign was too short, and the villain was, it was alright, and it was sort of predictable what was going to happen if you played the original Modern Warfare 2. I honestly think the most enjoyable aspect of this campaign were the characters, and I just hope that with the other DLC coming out later on, that it would just continue the story and we get to see the bigger picture. Currently in Raids, we're getting to know what happened to Alex, so that story is transpiring, and we are actually getting more and more story beats. So like I said, I just hope they continue this, and I hope it kind of sticks the landing. Overall, I'm excited what Infinity Ward has for the future, and I really do hope this becomes like a Hall of Fame type of Call of Duty. I see its potential so much, and I just hope they fix whatever the issues I had said, and I hope that, you know, everything just continues moving forward. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments. I would love to hear your guys' opinion, and if you guys like this video, please leave a like and subscribe for more content like this. But with that out the way, it's been your boy Beast, and I'll see you guys in the next video.